So we're going to work on something called isometric drawing. And we're going to use this funky graph paper with a bunch of triangles on it. If you look at it long enough and the right way, you'll notice that these triangles really, you don't have to write this down, but they really resemble, or are another way of looking at, little cubes. Right? Everyone, if you look at it in the right way, you see a little cube everywhere. And that's actually the way we're going to view this. When we do drawings isometrically, instead of starting with the front like we do in oblique, we actually start with an edge, or a corner even, really, but we'll start with this front edge or this front corner. So we look at this corner, and we'll make a dot. Boom. So that dot represents this front corner right here. Notice there's three directions. Straight down, there's a line for that. Up and to the right, so to speak, and there's a line for that. And from there, we could also go kind of up and to the left, and there's a line for that. So there's three directions to go. We just have to figure out how far to go in each of those directions. But we have this. We'll go with 2 of these blocks tall. So we'll count each, let's do this. Let's count each of these. So from here to here is one little square on our paper. All right, then there's another one and another one. So let's do 2 of these for every one of these squares. So this, from here to here, for example, would represent this distance, and we have another one to go, so 1, 2 more. So this would be from here to here, like so. That would be this front edge that we see. How far do I go along this? Well, it's 2, 4, 6, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I go to here. How far back do I go along here? Well, it's 2, 4. So I'll go from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to go like this. Now I wouldn't necessarily make it that sloppy, but okay, we got this. There we go. So now I actually have enough to go ahead and complete this whole shape. See, for example, if I go over from here and I go down from here, I have the front taken care of. If I go down from here and over from here, I have this left-hand side taken care of. Right here. And of course the top looks like that. And before you know it, you've got your object drawn. Same shading rules as before. The top will be white. One side will be dark. I'll make it this side. And one side will be a medium shade. And you've drawn isometric. Try the same shape, that same basic rectangular type shape, but this time let's do it like this. Let's stand it up like this and make, say, this the front, the side, and the top will be the 2x2 deal. So I would pause the video and try it on your own and see if you can do it. So from here we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, because it's going to stand on its end. I'm going to go over 1, 2, and over 1, 2. And then we're going to fill in our sides. And all that's left is the shading. I'll make this one medium. This dark. good shape. So get another piece, and here's what I suggest I want you to do now. Let's try slightly more complicated shapes. We can try this one. Maybe look at it like this, where this is our starting dot, and go down and over from there. And I would also suggest, let's try something like this too. Make it even more interesting. So let's try something like this as well. All right. Try that. So your call, but you want to do a couple practices with these. But whatever your teacher instructs you to do at this point is what I would do. I'm going to take on the L shape that I mentioned a second ago. That would look like this. Oops. So the L shape is going to be like so. And let's do that one, and that'll be the last one we run through. So once again, I recommend that you pause the video and then try it on your own, see if you get it right. So we'll pick this corner, and we know our L is 3 things tall. At the top here, it goes back just 1 block in each direction, so to here and to here. Now, this part drops, so here is here. We're going to drop down, but we're only going to drop down 2 blocks, because after we drop down 2 of those, we have to go over. So that's probably the trickiest part, is getting that taken care of. And we'll go straight down here. That's no big deal. The top is just a square. That's easy. Now what about over in here? Well, this, from this corner, it goes back into the left. So we're going to take this back like so, and that should do it. Now we can say do this in a medium. This side will be dark. And the tops, these 2 things are facing up, will stay white.